Where's Trevor? Oh, kissing that, Mr. Doom himself. Oh, inside joke for those of you who are hanging around.
I choose to blame the cannon misfire on the hill.
The kiss of death. Unbelievable. I actually thought about you. After I wanted to yell at Brady, after I got through yelling at him for a little bit, then I thought about you. But anyway, it's all beside the point. First off, I know y'all always see Kelly, and you know, I just talked to Danny, he's good. He got hit in the chest, he had a chest bruise, and so they thought he did a little EKG, because his breathing was kind of out of whack a little bit, and so they did an EKG on him, and then they actually did a CT scan as well, just to make sure there wasn't anything going on, but he's okay, and so should be fine, but I guess he got hit somewhere in the chest, and just his heart was kind of racing a little bit, so that's what was going on with him, but again, he's doing good. At the end of the day, I thought we got better today in a lot of areas, a lot of good things, a lot of things that we needed to improve in. I thought we did. I thought defensively, we talked about playing 4 quarters. We did that, and something we didn't do last week. And I love the focus and the details. Cleaned up some of the assignment issues that we had last week. The guys played 4 quarters. Unfortunately, they got the score off the turnover and the double pass and all that. But I thought we played a really, really clean game defensively, dominant. And you know, we ended up with 5 sacks. And good to see us get another turnover. That's the 11th game in a row, so kind of creating a little bit of an identity there. One thing that made it better, big 44, maybe we could have stayed up and somehow rumbled all the way in. But really, really excellent performance defensively. Held to 140 total yards, and again, I thought just dominated in the trenches. So, and that's what we should do. We did it for 4 quarters, so real pleased there. Special teams, the first 2 games, I thought special teams was a big part of our victory. Today, we just kind of won in spite of. Probably our worst game, special teams wise, missed 2 kicks. And then had a huge punt return negated on a hold call. We'll see it on tape. I think they called it on TJ. I think his effort was great. But again, back to kind of what we talked about, I don't know if his technique was quite what it needed to be. And so we got the penalty. So we ended up with 2 penalties on punt return, which is disappointing. But we'll clean it. We'll continue to work on that. But other than that, you know, special teams really wasn't a big factor today. So just know that those kicks are critical. You know, we're going to need them. So hopefully, at least we got some experience and a little bit more game experience than we've had in the first couple ball games. So that was a positive. Offensively, you know, the big thing this week was to really try to get that running game going the way we needed to, and it just take what's there, and then create the play action explosives. Probably the biggest positive offensively after 3 games is the explosive play is alive and well in our offense. I mean, we've become very explosive once again. And you heard me say the other day, last year, all year, we had 11 plays of 40 yards or more in 14 games. And we had 2 more today, so we got 9 plays of 40 yards or more in 3 ball games. That's really explosive. So I'm really encouraged by that. Today, we wanted to become a little bit more efficient, and we did that. We were very efficient. We were good on 3rd down. We ran the football very well. The first 3 drives just didn't finish. You know, we go down and we got a freshman tight end there and just completely blows an assignment. And you know, we're supposed to be blocking the guy we're throwing a screen to, and we get picked. And then we come down the next time, got another good drive going, a really good drive going. We get a chop block. You know, on a play we shouldn't be cutting on. So just some disappointing things right there where the drives were really good, we just didn't finish. And then we get another good drive going, and we fumble the ball. That was pretty frustrating. But I wanted to kind of see, I was anxious to see, okay, well, how are we going to respond? Because, you know, you get a little frustrated, how are we going to respond? And you know, bam, bam, we got it going. And I thought we finished the game very well. Very well. I thought our second offensive line went in and did a great job. But that was another. We did have I don't really know what happened. They called a penalty on Bockhorse. I have to see it on tape, but that was pretty costly because we were in a go for it situation, and that was it made it 4th and long deal. But a lot of good things, but definitely a lot of things we can clean up. I think we had 18 different guys touch the ball today. Man, that's Clemson football at its best right there. A lot of guys getting opportunity to play, a lot of guys getting opportunity to grow and develop and touch the ball. It's good to see Chase Bryce go in there and put a good little drive together right there at the end. So, again, a lot of positives. Travis had a career high, 162 yards. Number 8 had his first 100-yard game, and good to see him kind of settling in a little bit. He ran a couple of really nice routes, and we had a couple of well-designed plays off the play action game as well that we were able to hit him on. And then just wrap your mind around this. Mitch Hyatt became the 5th player in Clemson history to play 3,000 plus plays. I mean, just think about that now, how hard that is. 5 players in the history of our school that have played 3,000 plus plays, and he's a left tackle. Unbelievable. His just how he's been able to just be there week in and week out, and such a steady guy for us going on 4 years now. So remarkable accomplishment for him for sure. But coming out of the game, we got a little momentum. First quarter's over. We start the second quarter of our season next week. We're 3-0. That's where we want to be. A lot we can continue to teach from. But we get into conference play, and the next goal for us is try to win the division, and that starts this week. So we got to be hungry to improve, and just get excited about another opportunity to start this conference play all over again. But other than that, injury-wise, I think we're in pretty good shape. Trayvon kind of rolled his ankle a little bit. Was going to go back. I actually held him myself. But just kind of see how we could do with some of those other guys, just make sure we didn't have any more setbacks. But and then Kelly, and he's looks like he's going to be okay.
You mentioned a little bit, but Justin Ross, it seems like for a freshman, just does a really good job of finding a way to get open in his route running.
Yeah, well, he's just a very polished young player. He really is. That's one of the things that has made him so valuable early on. He's very polished. I thought the first game or so, I mean, his eyes were kind of big, but what we saw in practice, very special. And so just really kind of a matter of the game kind of slowing down, just kind of getting his sea legs under him a little bit. And I thought he ran a great route, ran a double move route on the first big one. And sometimes as a young player, when you have a route like that, you can really get a little anxious, and you're not as patient with the route. But he was. I actually watched him the whole way because I knew we had to look, and so it was just a matter of whether or not he would execute the route. And boy, what a great route he ran, and the protection was good. Trevor threw a strike, so it was good to see. It was good because that's what we've seen in practice, But that was a zone coverage type of a deal. But and so those are areas that he's continuing to grow in. It's easier for him to play man-to-man. When people play man-to-man, it's pretty simple to him. Beat the guy with the zone coverages and being able to move people and create air in the zones. That's an area that he's continuing to improve in.
Dabo, can you speak a little bit about the crowd today showing up with all the weather precautions?
Yeah, unbelievable. I told our players that after the game, just how fortunate we are to be at a place like Clemson. I mean, I didn't really know. To be quite honest with you, I thought we'd probably have a pretty average crowd for Clemson standards today. Just because of the chaotic week, is the game going to be played, moving the game, and then, okay, we need you gone 2 hours after the game, all the stuff, because of obviously what we're dealing with. So I really didn't know what to expect. The place was almost full. I mean, and that is it's just awesome. Just appreciate our fans so much, and I told our guys too. There's a lot of people, and I'm thankful that the good Lord kind of calmed this thing down a little bit, and it was a cat one way he had said before. But there's still a tremendous amount of devastation that a lot of people are dealing with, and floods and people losing homes, and some people have lost their lives, and cars, and just total disruption in their lives. But I told our guys today that hopefully, we can maybe take somebody's mind off of what they're dealing with, what their reality is a little bit. So be mindful on how we play. And I thought our guys, played well, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in all the areas that have been really impacted by this. And I hope they all know that we're thinking about them, we pray for them, and just the good Lord will see them through this situation.
Dabo, what was behind the decision to sub out the entire, or sub in the entire second string offensive line there late?
I was a little frustrated. It took us 4 plays to get 1 yard on the goal line.
How much did, I was going to follow up. Did the second team
Yeah, we're right
have more juice, I guess?
Yeah, I just wasn't real happy right there. So let's put the other guys in, and it's that simple. And I thought they responded. Went right down the field. I think they had the next couple drives we scored a touchdown, a field goal. And I think sometimes you got to get people's attention, and make sure they're hungry. When you're hungry, you don't leave chicken on the bone. And we left too much chicken on the bone today. That's simple. If we're going to be a championship team, we got to take advantage of our opportunities that are there, and be relentless about them. Just put the other guys in, see how we do. So I thought we did pretty good.
On the flip side of that, speak to the performance of the defensive line. It just seemed at one point that Brent got a little frustrated with the second team and stuck his first team back out there to prove a point, and they kind of made a stop.
Yeah, I put them back in.
You put it back in there, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
I put them back in. Because you jumped right there at the end. Where then we went 3 straight plays backwards. Because I just said, we're not going to finish like this. And, I want all those guys to play. Those guys need to get better. But I just want to make sure that we came out of this game with the mindset that we need to go play conference ball. And I thought we did that. I thought we finished that way. I thought our offensive line came back and did a great job. We did a lot of good things, and same thing with that defensive line. And those guys showed why they're first team. It was a different deal. So just challenging everybody to get better. But a lot of our backups did a great job. I tell you, Xavier Thomas, man, wow, he's something. He ran the one guy down. I'm gonna have to watch it on tape, but I think that was fixing to go a while. It kind of creased on the backside, a little scramble, and I think he was fixing to. It looked like he might have some good grass there, and he ran him down from behind. And, he's just kind of really coming. His speed is a difference maker on the field. So, but I thought all of our guys defensively really responded. They were pretty disappointed in how they finished last week. And we wanted to make sure, again, we came out of this thing, we finished better, and we did. Again, we had 600 yards of offense, all right? There's a lot of good things. But I just didn't like how we started, how we weren't finishing some of the drives. But I do love how we finished the game. I love that, on both sides.
Coach, staying with the defensive line, 5 sacks against a quarterback like that and that type of option offense. How unique is it and rare is that?
It's hard to do because they don't throw it very much. So when they did throw it, we sacked them a lot. Because I think they were only throwing like 8 times a game coming in. A little different. Furman was about 20 times a game. So these guys don't throw the ball a whole lot. But we were able to create some havoc when they did. So that's big. You don't usually see that against these teams. And the clock it might be the quickest game I've ever been a part of. I was going to use all my timeouts in the 4th quarter because I wanted to get Chase in playing time. I wanted to get him in there. Golly, I was like, I don't know what the game time was, but it just was a blur how fast it went. 3 hours. I think we had 50 plays at the half. We were on pace for 100 snaps, and we ended up with just under our numbers. We tried to get 80 or more every week, and we didn't quite get there, but 3 turnovers cost us. And then they grinded some of that clock out on us too there in the 3rd quarter, hit a couple first downs on us. But again, overall, good finish.
Is Cade okay?
Yeah, I forgot about Cade. He's got a hip bruise, so he's made a gristle. He'll probably be all right. But we'll see how he is tomorrow. He's probably gonna be pretty sore.
Some of those other guys on the offensive line, I know you guys are pretty set with that first five going in. Some other guys pushing for playing time.
They're all pushing. They're all pushing. Everybody, you gotta earn your job every week. Every week. I gotta earn my job every week. The coaches need to earn their job every week, and the players gotta earn their job every week. There ain't nothing set. So that ain't the mindset that we wanna have. We show up every week with a mindset of we gotta earn it, we gotta prove it. So everybody's pushing. Everybody.
Coach, so many people questioned, for years really, whether you can win with two quarterbacks going deep into the system. Seems like a day like today really demonstrated the natural benefit of doing that when your starter gets hurt, like Kelly did last season before the Syracuse game.
Yeah.
And Trevor can come in and not miss a beat.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's not really a product of we just wanted to play two guys. It's a product of that's where the competition is, and two guys deserve to play based on all of our practice. Otherwise, the practice wouldn't matter, and that's just where we are. And I don't think it's bad to have two great players that you can win with. I mean, you just to your point there. You don't really panic. Like, oh crap, get the next guy ready. We just keep playing. We're very fortunate for sure, and then to be able to continue to bring Chase along, he's just going to get better and better. And so we're just really fortunate to have those three guys that can win for us, for sure.
Did you find any point in this game where you go back to Trevor and say, "Here's a learning point from you from the game"?
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in the game,
Yeah.
He picked up the
Yeah.
day. He wouldn't have picked
Yeah,
up.
I wanted him to hand that 3rd and 2 off. He threw that bad fade route on. We ran a little Zorro zone, and we kind of give him the green light. And they hadn't played really press on us the whole game. And he looks out there and he's got T. Higgins on press coverage. And, okay, we kind of give him the green light. It's a run call, and I was kind of wanting to run it, and because we were basically in 4-down territory right there. And, I don't mind him taking that, but if we're going to take that, let's get the right throw. It was too flat and a little inside, and 5 didn't really have a chance to go up and do what he can do. There's lots of coachable moments as we go through the course of the game, a bunch of them. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's playing his first game, a lot of good, and some other things we can say, all right, tell me what you saw there, tell me why. But the good thing about Trevor is he's got answers, and he really processes, he understands. He even came over there to me on the 3rd. I didn't have to say anything to him. He came over to me and said, I know you probably wanted to run the ball there, but press, and I'm like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, but I don't want to limit. I don't want to limit it too. I mean, I'm like, hey, well, I don't really have a problem if you go take it, but give me the right throw. Let's put it together. Anyway, it's just part of the maturation process, and we got confidence in him. He's got some green light to make some of those decisions. He made several. He threw some of them out there that were run calls. He took some nows. He took a couple of what we call sharks, that are just built into the run game. Did a good job with that stuff.
Coach, how much do you think the win was a factor today with Greg and in the passing game? It didn't seem to bother Trevor too much in the passing game.
I don't know. Greg would tell you it wasn't a factor. He should have made them. He's prideful that way. And but I know we missed him. But at the end of the day, though, I do think it's good to do. We need to get some experience. We need to get back in the rhythm of some things. We're going to need some kicks, and he's made a couple good ones already. But we're going to need some of those points. And I just think he needs to get out there and get some game action. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a factor or not, but he thought the first one to win might have affected it more, but he just missed it. He hit him good. I don't think he mishit anything. He just didn't go through the pipes.
You talked about getting Chase in. Talk about the one drive he got in, how efficient he was.
It was awesome. He did a really good job. I mean, he came in, we had a little quick game. He kept us on schedule. And that's when we're at our best, when we stay on schedule. And then he did a nice job. I guess it was 8. There's another one in Ross. We were a little what we call Action Houston, and a little play action deal. It was well designed, and he threw a nice little ball in there. But proud of him, really proud of him.
Did you feel like the tempo was much better today on offense?
Much better. I do think our tempo was good. Like I said, we had 50 plays at the half. We just weren't getting anything for it. You know, we were just running a bunch of plays and getting a bunch of yards, and we're not getting the points to go with it. So that was a little bit frustrating. And the 3 turnovers were frustrating. The one, you know, the guy that Trevor was reading, you know, he's trying to get the ball to the guy tips the ball up. Adam just put the ball on the ground. But I was really proud of Adam, though, how he finished. It was good to see him put a mistake behind and come back and really make a couple of nice runs to finish the game there. And then the other one was just that was just a bad play.
Anybody else? All right.
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach.
All right.